What is your name?
Memo Charlize.
Literally Grace.
My name's Maxwell Borderland. When did you first start to masturbate?
Well, the family used to have this game where you pretty much time yourself to see how long you can stay underwater. We used to jump into the pool with a weight belt on and see how long you can stay down there and try and beat each other's score, even if it was just 5 milliseconds. One day I discovered the jets down the bottom of the pool. So I'd go down and pull my speedos down and basically rest my junk on the jets. And I used to beat everyone's score by minutes just because it just felt so awesome. I'd forget about the pain in my chest and concentrate on the agony in my groin.
When I was a child, I had a toy box. I don't know if this is masturbation or what you call it. I used to rock on it for hours and hours and enjoy the hell out of it. My parents used to show me off to their friends doing it. And one day I rocked so hard that I rocked him off his bottom. And that was the end of my locker books. My first lover, Deary.
How did you come to be involved in this program?
They found me with lungs full of water, my family, and raging hard at the bottom of the pool 4 times. I guess they figured out my little game, and they have me institutionalized.
It was 3 a.m. and I was found naked, rubbing myself on a tiger statue in front of Chinatown. I've tried being with men and women my whole life, and transvestites even, for Christ's sake. So I've tried having a partner. But ever since I was a child, I've just had explicit dreams about statues and little inanimate objects that are beautiful and that I find beautiful. Anyways, so I was walking home from the clubs and I saw this tiger and I couldn't fucking help myself. That led to 4 cops pulling me off this tiger. I clawed one of their fucking faces off. And yeah, you might have seen it on TV. Crazy naked chick getting shoved to the back of the paddy wagon by 4 policemen. Yeah. After that, I thought I should probably check myself in and get some help. So, yeah.
Listen, man. There's nothing that I can tell you that you can take seriously. My story isn't normal. It's not even possible. So there's no point in me telling it to you.
Please, Mr. Borderland.
It's Max, okay? Max or Maxwell.
Okay, Max. Just answer the question, please.
You really want to know?
Yeah, I assure you, there's nothing that you could say that would surprise me.
Alright. It all starts with this room. You see, I'd been unemployed for quite some time. I had not much to do, so I would wander the countryside looking for abandoned warehouses to take photos in or videotape. I lived in a relatively industrial area, so it was rich with subject matter. found myself this old warehouse about 3 kilometers from my home. It seemed relatively normal. It was beautiful, and I thought that would be a nice place to just simply explore and see what I could see. It was relatively normal. Old, decrepit, overrun with old bushes. There was beautiful lines all over the place. I found this strange hatch in the center of the building. It was interesting, and I wanted to see what was underneath it, so I decided I'd crack it open with an iron bar I'd found. I climbed down a ladder and into a hallway. The hallway was strange. It had this weird hum to it. My blood felt as if the hairs on the inside of my body were standing up on end. It was confusing, but I enjoyed it. As I walked down the hallway, there was a flicker, and it felt as if the building itself was aware of my existence, as if I was intruding upon it, and it was telling me to get out. I walked from the center of the room to the far end, and then returned. When I returned, I had the sudden urge to check the time. Now, it had taken roughly 30 seconds to walk there and back again, but on the clock it had said 3 minutes. This perplexed me. I thought perhaps it was just a gap in my memory and I'd wondered. So I went the other way, and then came back. Again, I checked the time. I had returned back to the original point in which I had arrived in the room. I thought perhaps it was some kind of magnet trick or something, like there was a metal in the building that was playing with the watch. So I thought I'd run backwards and forwards and see if it was like going backwards and forwards through time. And as I did it, there were gaps in my memory, and I found myself forgetting that I'd ran from one side to the next. And then an idea came to mind. What if instead of running backwards and forwards through time, I ran in a circular motion? What would happen then? So I started. I experimented. And I saw what would happen. I ran and I ran and I ran some more, and the more I ran, the more I felt. As if 1,000 tiny ants scratching at my cerebral cortex and causing some sort of heat vapor to rise and fall into my back of eyes. And the more I ran, the more breath I got. And the more I looked, the less I saw, for everything was phasing out and going into a dark haze. Everything slowed down, everything went faster. I could have ran for 1,000 years, 1,000,000 years, and if a millennia. It could have passed 1,000,000 times over and I would have noticed. All I could feel was this dark, zero gravity rushing through the veins. My blood was moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour and then reversing and exploding and resurfacing within my pores. Everything was alive and nothing mattered. Just my feet, the ground, and the ants surfacing through my skin. I woke up convulsing on the ground. I was burnt out. My mind felt heavy. I was covered in dirt. I looked about me and I found that the door was gone. I'd been shut in, trapped. At this point I realized that this was no cheap parlor trick. This was some serious supernatural shit. So I panicked. I ran about for 1,000 years trying to kick down the walls and screaming for help. But there was no one. There was nothing. And I was all alone. I was left with 2 options. Either kill myself, or break the one rule I said I never would. Pleasure myself.
See, I was raised in a religious family, so pleasuring myself wasn't exactly something that was kosher for me.
God, I really need your help. I have nothing to do. I just really want to be happy. I need something. If you're real, you need to say something now. or I'm going to masturbate. Because I don't see any other option. I'm gonna give you to the count of 5, and then I'm gonna jerk it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So I undid my belt, and I took out my slug. I placed it in my hand and I slagged hard, spitting in my palm for wet lubrication. I started to jerk it. I jerked it long. I jerked it hard. I jerked it with all my might till I could smell the bacon rising from my palms. And it was all.
Vision spreading my disease. You make me oh so weak at the knees. I don't know what to do, oh no. Next time I saw you, I was playing music in my car. You said, "Is this?" And I said, "I'm a real big star." So then you took up guitar from me. Then I said, "I wonder how this is happening." You only listen when we play on the radio. I got your tickets to the show. You didn't even go. Never want to be a friend. I know you want to be my two, but till the next girl comes around, I want to ruin you. You only listen when we play on the radio. I got your tickets to the show. You didn't even go. Never want to be a friend. I know you want to be my two, but till the next girl comes around, I want to ruin you. Seeming true to me. You are not here, we are not here. Why can't you see? Particles. I'm blowing smoke from my mouth into your face. Kaleidoscopes are running through my face.
So, once you ejaculated, you were free. You were out.
Hell, man, I couldn't say. I mean, it feels like I'm here, but for all I know, I'm still running around in that fucking room. Endlessly. I don't know.
Which, I'm confused. Which one do you believe to be the true reality, then?
Both? Neither? I don't fucking know. Either way, I'm trapped. I mean, I can continue to jerk it and stay locked here in this fucking loony bin with guys who stick pogo sticks up their assholes and wail at traffic. Or I can stop and go back to the room. I mean, I'd much prefer to be here, trust me, because at least I got people to talk to. And quite frankly, I'm not the kind of man to like eat a hot dog and get halfway and then throw it in the trash. That's to say, I refuse to die by my own hands, you know, like, these bad boys, they were made for love. And they will be continued to be used thusly until the fucking credits roll.